All that matters is what you're doing, what I'm doing, and what we're doing for the artistic community and the way that we want to lift people up.
Your destination, New York. You think you know this city? Take a closer look. Women chefs, women artists. Experience them for yourself. Stick around. This is the WTAF show. Women, travel, art, food. If you're an art lover, then NYC is no doubt the place for you. For starters, it offers exactly 100 museums. And if you're looking to take that step into the world of fine art collecting, there are thousands of galleries, the traditional art world gatekeepers, ready to do business with you. And this is where information is power. More than half of all visual artists are women, yet only account for 25% of those represented by galleries. Plus, galleries take an average commission of 50%. That means only half of the money goes in the pocket of the artist. And that should matter to you as a collector. Increasingly, though, artists are not playing by the old guard rules. Meet Ashley Longshore. She's not just one of the most successful and in-demand pop artists today. She's an unapologetic entrepreneur who runs her own fully staffed gallery in Tribeca by appointment only. Her works, some described as audacious and shocking, across paintings, sculptures, fashion and design collaborations, books, NFTs, video projects, goodies, and more, explore a common question. What does it mean to be an American woman?
When I was in college, I did have a gallery show then. They were all very aggressive nudes. They were like the French Riviera masturbating couple. And the lady that owned the gallery, her dad was actually the president of Mexico. And she bought 2 of these to hang in her dining room as conversation pieces. So, I mean, from the get-go, I was provocative. I think because I was raised to be this little Southern belle, it's like, you know, the same reason why I love profanity.
Right.
Like, how dare you say that I can't say fuck? How dare you say that I can't curse? I'll pick up the tab. I'll make the reservation. I'll book the plane tickets. I don't need anybody to pay my way. Financial independence is the greatest part about being an American. I mean, so like I embraced that very early, and that's the dream that I wanted.
I think
like I'm not going to suck a dick to buy a purse. I'm not going to ask a man's permission for a goddamn thing. You know?
You can't unsuck a dick. I mean, it says it right there.
It's science.
It's total science. How would you describe the type of person who is a collector of your work?
I mean, they love color. They love to have a good time. I think growing up with the most pretentious mother on the planet, and I find pretentious people generally to be very insecure. You know, my art is the antithesis of that. Mm-hmm. I definitely paint about luxury and status, and I am jabbing at those things. But I feel like my collectors are hardworking. A lot of them have multiple homes. They have huge dinner parties. They dance. They love color. They love their friends. They love to have a good time. They love to celebrate life. So, you know, again, my artwork is a rebellion against, you know, when you get out of college, everything's all of a sudden supposed to be grayish and, you know, gold leaf and, you know, you're supposed to be colorless. And for me, color makes me feel alive.
Right.
So my collectors share that with me.
I first fell in love with Ashley's work in 2019 through her Roar exhibition. 37 paintings of powerful women leaders, commissioned by one herself, the iconic fashion designer, Diane von Furstenberg.
I was in London. They were unveiling my Gucci mural. And the CEO of DVF at the time...
Sandra Campus?
Yes,
yep.
She'd wanted me to do a project. And Diane was doing the Christmas tree at Claridge's.
Okay.
And I was staying at Claridge's. And I'm like, oh my God. So I end up having tea with Diane. And I'm sitting there and she's like, you know, I love your work. I don't want you to resin them. I don't want you to glitter them. These are the women that I want to do. And then Barry Diller walks up and eats the cookie off my teacup. And I said, of course, I will work so hard. I will, you know, produce these. I'll send you over the mock-ups. And she was like, okay, great. And, you know, I painted the first 32 women in it was like 7 days. I was going to Africa. And I had to finish everything really quickly. And so, oh my God, I was icing my shoulder. I had a massage therapist there to like work on my back. It was really intense. But, you know, it was so incredible to stand in that room and see all of these amazing women and to see not just that they were beautiful, that they were authentic, but they'd all been criticized. They'd been through so much shit. They were standing up for themselves, and it makes you brave. Mm-hmm. It makes me brave. That series is a reminder that no matter what anybody says about me, no matter what I go through, to believe in myself, to be true to myself, and to keep fucking pushing. You know, and I think we all need that energy in our life. And it's also amazing all the men that love that series.
Right.
You know, I mean, I don't want to sound like a man hater when I talk about, you know, kicking billionaires in the balls or anything like that. There's so many incredible men that have so much respect for women, and they want women to thrive and survive. And on that note, there's a lot of men that are nurturers, and they're women that are the breadwinners. That series is really, really important, and I'm forever grateful to Diane.
Both Ashley's practice and her business acumen define her as the antithesis of a starving artist. And she readily admits it's not for everyone. But in her view, the only authentic option is to be in full control of her life and her work.
I mean, this is a very intimate thing, being a living artist. And another reason why I love to represent myself is that knowing who my collectors are, sharing that life force together, it's a very intimate, special relationship, you know? I mean, like, they buy my art and their kids right around the room. They cry in front of these paintings. They have dinners in front of these paintings. They live their life with my spirit. That's a real honor. Why would I ever give up 50% and let somebody else have the joy of that? They can do that when I'm fucking dead. You know what I mean?
Well, and they will.
They will.
unless you put some things in place very clearly that get that legacy going in a different direction.
Yeah, actually, if I died this afternoon, I have in my will, we cannot sell any art. We'll put a hold on everything. We'll release a certain amount of paintings every year for my foundation. So I already have all that planned out. I had been planting seeds in New York, in LA, in Chicago. I was going to cities that have a lot more expendable income.
Yep.
Look, I love New Orleans very much. New Orleans is a city to go and lose your inhibitions. Mm-hmm. It is not a city.
Yeah, Joey.
It's not a city where you go when you're ambitious. And I think I would have been doing myself a huge disservice to not just fucking go for it. So I came up, I opened up Crosby Street, which was just incredible. I mean, I've been doing business in New York for like 20 years. But I didn't realize, you know, every time I would walk up, there would be people in there, and I didn't realize how much of my energy I just was like constantly giving up.
Sure.
Also, I needed a much bigger studio space. So I found this spot in Tribeca. We've got 6,000 square feet for me to film my puppet shows and to make my paintings and to have private appointments.
How big is your team?
Not bad, about 20 people.
Wow. Mm-hmm. That's like, I mean, and when you think of like a comparison to like the size of like a team at an art gallery, you know, like a brand name, you know, you've built something that is like on par in terms of how some of the major galleries can operate, at least, you know, various locations.
I think so. And you know what I find so interesting is, you know, I've tried a couple of art fairs, and they will not allow me to participate because they do not consider me a gallery. So the fact that I have taken the bull by the balls and created my own company, the gallerists get so pissed off, I guess because they're giving up 50%, they say it isn't fair for me to be able to be a part of those art fairs because I represent myself. What is the 50% for?
Right.
I mean, 20%, yes, that's fair. That's your commission. 50%? 50% is too much. Mm-hmm. There's not another industry that screws over people like that other than the music industry, right. You know? And I just happen to think that, look, also, there's a lot of artists that would not want to do what I do. It is very hard to manage a team sometimes. Mm-hmm. It's very hard, you know, to, you know, pay $150,000 payrolls every 2 weeks. You know, there's a lot of pressure on me. People depend on me. I love that, but I don't think it's for everybody. Also, you know, putting yourself out there takes fucking balls. Yeah. She who toots her own horn controls the volume.
you are someone who you are like the antithesis of a starving artist, because you embrace the business side of owning your own brand, managing your own team, building your own wealth. Like, where do you see, like, in the next 5 years, even with the shit going on right now, like, what are you excited about with your business and like connecting with more women?
I mean, look, I'm excited every day when I wake up, because I say it to my team all the time, it could rain money or it could be a shitstorm. Shit makes the best fertilizer. I don't know that the aliens aren't going to come down and get us before in the next 5 years. Although I'm always planning and prepared for opportunities, I certainly keep a certain part of my life open to anything, and I'm sponging along the way. I have to deal with facts. I have employees that have to make their house payments and their kids are in school. So, I don't have a backup. I have to grind. When opportunities end in business, I have to create new ones. And, that's also something that I find that's really fun about my own creativity. It goes beyond just making a painting. That creativity in business is, it's really fun. So look, more women have money? Fuck yes. I love that. I dream of that. I dream of a world where artists have money, women have money, we all have opportunity. That's the America that I believe in.
And while she continues to expand her own art empire, Ashley is also cultivating the next generation of unapologetic artists. Her Ashley Longshore Excellence in the Arts Grants competition runs through the esteemed Young Arts organization, and she's now expanding into grant-making support for local theaters, writers, and more.
Again, like what we were talking about earlier, you become successful, and it's like, what can you do for your community? So I really thought how great it would be to pair up with Young Arts, and they do all the presidential scholarships. They're just an incredible organization, and give unrestricted cash awards. Meaning, you need to pay your rent? Okay. You want to go on a trip to Europe? Okay. You want to go buy a Birkin bag? Okay. Whatever you need to do with that money as an artist that fuels you in what you need to do, this is what I want the recipients to do. I've had an incredible opportunity to see some unbelievable emerging talent, and it just makes me so optimistic and hopeful for the future. So I'm really, really excited about that. And then also working with the American Theater Wing and the Jonathan Larson Project. I just did a scholarship through them as well that goes to theaters in like Iowa that need spotlights. They need a curtain so that, in New York, theater is easy, right? But you think about some of these smaller towns that may not have the assets that they need to help fuel that creative environment. I don't know what I would do without art. Part of the reason I moved my company up here was so I could go to Broadway shows whenever I want to surround myself with creatives and paintings and poets and writers. And look, it's my religion.
With a new series of paintings in the works, multiple collaborations, and NYC pop-ups this fall in a space on Great Jones Street in the Bowery, Ashley Longshore is full speed ahead, defining through her art and her life that exploration of what an American woman should be.
There's lots of different ways to do this. Again, being financially independent and having the opportunity to do it your way without asking permission, that's the American dream.
Yeah.
That's what we all need to be doing. And guess what? You mind your business, you work hard, pay your bills, enjoy your friends, have dinner parties, laugh till you pee in your pants. Enjoy your life. Joy. And I feel like right now, social media, all this stuff, politics, breaking news, all of these things are built to make us terrified and fearful. Licensing women to make them more accessible. Oh. But the bottom line is, it doesn't matter what she thinks. All that matters is what you're doing, what I'm doing, and what we're doing for the artistic community and the way that we want to lift people up.
With that, here's a tip for fine art collecting. It's an investment, so buy what you love. Listen to your gut and have fun with it. Because life is short, and like one of Ashley's works tells us, in case you are wondering where I am, I will be lounging naked, having my cake and eating it too.